Narrowband noise. What is narrowband noise representation in noise networks? Here, this is the frequency domain diagram of representation of narrowband noise, in which in x-axis we are taking frequency and in y-axis we are taking noise power signal, noise power in frequency domain. Here PSD means power spectral density of a narrowband noise. Since you have not studied the mathematical terms about power spectral density, so here just I am telling you this S and F means the noise power is a function of frequency. So here what we are able to watch that here this FC is the carrier frequency and the total bandwidth we are able to watch this complete practical range of narrow band is from FC minus B to FC plus B. So total bandwidth is 2B. Okay, and if we are drawing its time domain diagram, so the same frequency domain diagram can be represented in time domain diagram like this. So the carrier frequency, the internal waves which you are able to watch, these waves, they are having the carrier frequency of FC. Here you will be able to watch that from one crest to other crest, the time period is 1 by FC, that is time period TC. Okay, means time period for carrier signal. Now since the frequency is varied from FC to FC plus B and lower values from FC to FC minus B, so the variation we are able to watch in this form. Here we are able to watch in the envelope form, and in this envelope we are able to watch that the B is the maximum deviation from the center frequency or carrier frequency. So this is the value of time deviation or the maximum amplitude deviation. Here is the maximum peak we are able to get, here is the maximum peak we are able to get, and here is the minimum peak we are able to get, and this is the time period for varying this minimum deviation to maximum deviation, and the time duration will be 1 by B. Okay, so here there are two representation of narrow band noise. One is in frequency domain, this is in frequency domain, this is in frequency domain, and this other is in time domain. So actually when we study the noise in band diagram, generally we try to refer only the frequency domain. So this you have to study. Now what is the actual concept of narrow band, that we have to know that in any communication system, maximally we follow band pass filters. In any communication system we use band pass filters, and band pass filters, they pass certain bandwidth of the frequencies. When wide band noise will be shaped into band limited noise, means in receiver the frequencies received by the receiver, they are of wider range, but at the end of the receiver, since we are selecting a particular channels, those are band limited. Okay, again I am telling you, at the input stage of the receiver, we receive wide band signals having wide band noise, because most of the signals, they are frequency modulated or amplitude modulated. Different channels are modulated together, mixed, and they are broadcasted, and which are received at the receiver end. So at the receiver input stage, the signals are wideband signals having wideband noise. But at the end of the receiver, we are selecting a particular channel, particular radio station, particular TV station. So those different channels are band limited channels, and they are having the band limited noise. Okay, so what is narrow band noise? If the bandwidth of the band limited noise is relatively small compared to the carrier frequency, then it is referred as narrow band noise. Again repeating, if the bandwidth of the band limited noise for the different channels, the band limited signals having the band limited noise, and if these band limited noise are comparatively very small to carrier frequency, there are the fractional change compared to carrier frequency, then these band limited noise are assumed as narrow band noise. So I think now you have able to understand that what is narrow band noise. Let us watch it with the help of another diagram, and the diagram is this one. The diagram is this one. This is the process. Wideband noise is passed through the bandpass filter whose bandwidth is very small and centered at carrier frequency Fc. So what we will be able to get? Narrow band noise, because this will select only a particular channel, okay, required channel. So that will be the band limited. So this is the frequency translation process, and in the frequency translation process, from the wideband noise, only with the help of a bandpass filter, band limited noise signal is received at the end, which is known as narrow band noise. And this is the frequency domain diagram which is shown in the graph. Okay, so this is the frequency domain diagram which is shown in the graph, and here the graph is centered at the carrier frequency, and there is slight variation in the right side and left side, and we know that the 3 dB frequencies are taken as bandwidth. So this process from wideband signal to get narrowband signal is known as frequency translation. This process is known as frequency translation, and the term wideband and narrowband, they are being used to refer not to an absolute range, of frequencies, but rather they are to the fractional change in the frequency from one band edge to the other. Okay, if we say 100.8 Vivid Bharati station, it means that 100.8, if you will able to watch that, if you are doing 0.8 to 0.7, then you will not able to get the signal. Okay, so when we say narrow band signal means there is a fractional change in frequency from one band edge to other, and these narrowband signals are consisting of narrowband noise. So in this way we are going to complete the chapter noise in communication system. We have almost completed all the topics, and this was the last topic, the representation of narrowband noise, and this is the diagram of narrow band noise which we have seen. This is the diagram of narrowband noise. So I think you have understood. In this way you have to revise all the topics of noise in communication system. Good luck, students.